All right, hello and welcome to the third installment here on our fidget spinner construction. We are almost done. We have two little pieces to make and then we get to assemble them. So in this video, we are going to create these two little pieces right here. So those two pieces will pop together. This one here that previews will actually spin around and fit in here. Those two though, they fit through the center, through the bearing, and that's what you actually hold on to so that the bearing can spin freely. So without further ado, let's go ahead. I know this is kind of backwards. We're going to make piece 2 first. It's a very simple, it's the simpler of the two. So like every other part we make in Inventor, we're going to go up to the icon for Start 2D Sketch. Again, it won't matter what plane, but we'll stick with XY because we know the Cartesian coordinate, positive top right, negative bottom left. So again, here we've got circle disc. The diameter on that is 0.866. Now notice I did that while I was using the circle command, right? So I can click on a circle and come out here. If I leave my mouse alone for a second, I just start typing numbers, it will dimension it for me. The other option I've been telling you guys, you can click on the center and just click again. It just adds an extra step. You got to go up here to the ribbon, click on dimension, click on it, click again so you get the editing window and then change it there. So either way works. It's really better to do the second method where you use the dimension command. Sometimes it won't stick otherwise. But for now, we got a circle, 0.866. We can actually use the E on the keyboard or go up to the ribbon to extrude. Remember, these are only 0.1 inch thick plates. Or not remember, I guess this is the first time you've done this. So talking to myself, remember these are 0.1 inches thick. No, so this is our base of that centerpiece. That's that bottom disc. So we're going to go ahead and from there, we will do another sketch. Now it doesn't pop up the X, Y, and XZ and X and the YZ planes. We just need to choose this surface right here. We are going to go to another circle command. We want that stem right in the middle, so we're going to snap our center of our new circle to the same center point as the big circle. This one here, this gets a diameter of 0.205. Believe me, that seems really random, but it's not. All we need is the diameter because from there I have the ability to hit the E again and extrude the stem. This stem here, we're actually going to go only 0.25 inches. Now, the thickness of our fidget spinner, where'd it go, is more than that. And the reason I'm choosing, I'm going to inspect and measure the thickness. Okay, so there it is. The distance of that is 0.275. So you might be asking yourself, why is he only making the stem 1/4 of an inch thick? That's not enough to go through to the other side of the fidget spinner. Well, you'll see here in a second why. But this piece is done. That's at 2 circle extrusions. I'm going to go ahead and go Control S. I would then find my flash drive. You guys would find your flash drive. For me, it's the desktop. You should have your folder called Fidget Spinner or Fidget Spinner Project, something along the lines. You would want to change that to Fidget Spinner Centerpiece, Centerpiece 1, something obvious, right? When you go to look at these, you don't get a preview of what the shape is. So you want to make sure and name it very clearly so you get it right. I'm not going to save that because I already have one. So you're done. You'll save that. We'll go back up to the drop-down menu. Another part. We are now going to be creating this guy. Not a whole lot different. Still 3 different circles that are extruded. So we'll start with our sketch. We'll go up to that XY plane. And again, we have to start with our disc, that base disc. So we start the center, 0, 0, 0.866 inches. Finish that extrusion, and we E on the keyboard with a 0.1 inch thick little plate. Now this is where it differs from the first part we made. We will start a new 2D sketch. We will start that sketch here. The reason is we want that part to be attached to this. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and make a circle. And my circle is going to come out to 0.3125. Nope, just 0.31, sorry. 0.31. So you go to 0.31, you hit enter, and before I extrude, I want just like a disc of material. I don't want the middle to be extruded, right? I don't want this middle part to come out too. So to do that, I'm going to choose to offset this circle. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to go inside of the 0.31. I want my offset to be 0.05 inches thick. So if you do the math, that means that this inner circle is 0.21 inches thick. 0.31, 0.21. Now that I have my ring, I can finish the sketch. E on the keyboard. Now it didn't preview because I have the outer ring and I have the inner disc. Which one do I want to extrude? For us, we want to extrude just this ring. See how now I'm getting the material that I want. This one here, I am going to go 0.315 inches. Now, again, seems kind of specific, but it's for a reason. 0.315 is enough to clear the frame. If I insert this in, if I take this part 5 and I insert it through the bearing middle, remember this is 0.275 inches thick. So for this to be 0.315 inches, it gives me a little bit of play so that this disc isn't rubbing up against the frame as you spin the fidget. So the other thing that's going to help keep this disc off of the frame is this next part. So I want to start a new sketch. I also want my last feature to go up against that face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to project geometry. So to project geometry means I want to use an old feature on my new sketch. So for instance, right now, that ring at the bottom looks like I can use it, but I actually can't until I choose to project it. So if I choose project geometry, notice when I went away, there's now a yellow ring. That means that I can use that for future commands. So again, I started my sketch, I chose project geometry, and then I'm going to choose one more thing, an offset. This offset is going to be offset from my new projected geometry outwards 0.04 inches. I hit enter and I have finished the sketch. I now have a nice ring right here that I'm going to be able to bump. So E on the keyboard, extrude. I want to choose to extrude that ring, but not the whole distance. In fact, I only want that 0.025 inches. Okay, that 0.025, this part right here, the reason for the 0.04 is because that's the thickness of the inside of my bearing. When you guys assemble these, you'll see it'll make more sense. This face right here is going to touch the inside of the bearing, but not the moving part. Okay, the thickness here again, why did I choose 0.025? It's enough of an offset that again, this face, this big surface right here will not be rubbing up against the fidget as the fidget spins around and round. So this little bump right here is just to help things not rub up against itself if it shouldn't. All right, so we have our two pieces. We need to Control S. Again, drop that down choose your flash drive, whether it's your D drive, your E drive, your F, removable drive. Choose that. For me, the desktop. Find that folder in your flash drive. You should have called probably the fidget spinner, and rename this from part 5 to, again, probably centerpiece 2 or centerpiece 1, whatever you've got it going. Name it something obvious because, again, you can't see a preview of it when you're in the folders. So you'll hit save. You'll get it all saved and locked in. And then, yeah, we're ready for assembly. So this point, I will probably actually... Now I'll make a new video. So thank you for listening. Next video will be our final video, and that will be the assembly of the 3 pieces in your fidget. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.